Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports for today's Springbok predicted team for Scotland this weekend. We'll be doing these videos for every single Springbok match, basically sort of trying to sort of put the coaching hatch on really and kind of decide what Jacques Nienaber and Rassie Erasmus are going to do, where they're going to tweak, who they're going to back, who they're not going to back. And it's going to be very interesting to see when the team is announced on Friday, which is the official announcement date, by the way. So we are now bound by World Rugby and the World Cup rules with regards to when team announcements are made. We will no longer be announcing our team sort of 4 or 5 days before the game. It will just be the standard 48 hours, or just around 48 hours march. But match day -2, basically. So if we're playing on a Sunday, that means the team will be announced on the Friday. If we're playing on a Saturday, it means the team will be announced on a Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday. We get the point. We get the point. And this is a very interesting team to try and predict after the success against the All Blacks. You kind of think you're going to go with something a little bit similar. Of course, there's a couple other players who definitely will come into the fold. And it'll be interesting to see if players are rewarded for what they did against the All Blacks, or whether there's a certain amount of loyalty of players who didn't play in that game, but were maybe rest in inverted commas, or given the time off, but are still very much sort of first choice, or at least sort of final 23. Sort of standard. So basically, I've gone with I've sort of predicted a 15 as well as a bench. We're going to sort of talk a little bit about it and to where I think the changes could be made and what I think the interesting decisions will be made. Before I do that, a big shout out to two of our sponsors, BOYLESPORTS and BITDEFENDER, who are currently powering our World Cup coverage. Check them out in the links in the description for your best odds, for example, from BOYLESPORTS, as well as a world-class VPN and cybersecurity brought to you by BITDEFENDER. Without any further ado, before I show you my predicted team, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And this is what I have gone with. So I've stuck with a lot of the big guns, really, from that game against New Zealand. And I don't think we'll veer too far away from it, to be honest. This is our most important game. We have said so. Multiple times, in fact, that this is the key game that we are targeting. Not necessarily in the Ireland game, this game. You beat Scotland, you beat Romania, you basically got 1 foot in the quarterfinals. You then need to win one of either Tonga versus Ireland. So you then go full strength against Ireland. If you beat Ireland, it means you can afford to rotate against Tonga. If you don't beat Ireland, you need then probably play a bit of a stronger team against Tonga, but you kind of, you're backing us to be able to beat Tonga. So it's a decent position to be in. If we lose to Scotland, for example, this weekend, it becomes a bit of a disaster because all of a sudden we really need to can't afford to lose another game during the group stages. So this is what I've got. So in the front row, I reckon we're going to continue with this pack that is got enough off to good starts. I think Stephen Kitsov, Malcolm Marks, Francois Herbert will start. I really enjoyed the Evan Etzebeth Franco Master combination, and I still think that Arceus Neyman is just such a brute force coming off the bench. So I do think we'll see that there. Serkis, PSF, Toy, Dwayne for me is still the top loose trio. Jasper Wiese, I think, has had some really good moments, but hasn't really been able to translate just yet. I think that he could potentially be somebody who could be deployed off the bench during the tournament. I do think we'll see him against Romania, for example, but I haven't gone with him. I've gone with Faf de Klerk next to Manie Liebach. I think we all know that's probably our starting combination. I think Faf is so important from a defensive point of view. So I do think that he starts. I have tweaked the wings from the All Black game. I've gone with Cheslin Colby in there at 11, and I've gone with Kane Moody at 14. Not something that maybe we would have all thought or expected maybe a couple of months ago, but I do think that those two are probably our best wings here. This is going to be an interesting selection, though. The inside centre. I've gone with Andre Estes on the back of what I've seen as combination next to Liebach as well as next to Jesse Creel. Kind of almost expected to be Damien Dealendi, but there could be a chance that Andre Estes is just playing too well to not be selected for this weekend. So that is probably one of the three potential question marks for me in this starting 15. Very Louis at fullback, I think, is pretty straightforward. Off the bench, I've gone with a 6-2 split, which I think we will do. I don't think we're going to see a 7-1 split just yet. Maybe we will see that in the tournament, but I don't think we'll see it this weekend. I think we're going to have Bongi Manambi, Oxen Chair. Could be Trevor Ndikane, could be Vincent Cox. 6 for one, half dozen the other. I'm a massive Trevor fan. I think scrummaging-wise, I think it's second to none. And I think he can bring on a lot of impact. And I really enjoy, especially this combination with Oxen Chair and Bongi Manambi. I've really enjoyed the two locks off the bench, sort of 6-2 split. We can obviously replace one of them as a with a flank and go with a loose forward there. But I've gone with Jean-Claude and Arceus Neyman. I think that they both bring on so much physicality when they both come on that I think that we've really enjoyed that. And I've gone with Kwaka Smith in that sort of utility role because of the potential injuries. If there are injuries, we saw that we only had one backline player in that 7-1 split, and Kubas Reinach then had to play on the wing. So I do think we're just a more balanced side against Quacker Smith. I also thought he came on against the All Blacks and looked absolutely brilliant. Scored a try, was absolutely everywhere. And I think we'll enjoy that sort of energy in this game over there. A bit of a controversial one. I went with Grant Williams. I think it'll be a Grant Williams or Kobus Reinach. I don't think it'll be Jaden Hendrickse. My kind of gut feeling is it's kind of Faf could come off the bench with Jaden Hendrickse starting. I don't really see Hendrickse as someone who's going to come off the bench. I think that Grant Williams and Kobus Reinach both cover wing. So, in that respect, I do think that, it kind of makes a bit more sense. And then Damian Willemse is pretty nailed down in that number 23 jersey. So that is my predicted team. Let me know what you think of it. And, what is your predictions? Where do you think the team is going to differ slightly? Who are you really backing to get the nod? Who do you think should get the nod? How full strength do we go? Is it about combinations? Is it about playing our best 23? What is your opinion on how we approach this game this weekend? Obviously, the team announcement will be on Friday. We will have our preview up then. We'll be live for the team announcements, so we'll be able to sort of react live about exactly what they've decided to do and stuff. So we'll see that on Friday. But before then, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.